Hi, I'm Charlie Kipp, and I'm at Sneak Attack Locals in London.
What'd you do?
I won the local.
What was your score?
4-0.
What were your matchups?
Round 1, I played Despia. Round 2, I played the Punktarian deck. Round 3, I played Salamangreat. And round 4, I played, I think it was pure Punk Adventure.
Okay, and what'd you play?
I played Sword Soul. Blinding Second.
Show us what you played.
Okay, so Sword Soul Engine. This is all. You only need one Taya. Your games really shouldn't be grinding long enough to where you're needing two Taya, and like you never want to summon this card turn 1. You could play 2 for consistency, but I think 4 normal summons is like plenty, especially because you play like the 3 Ecclesia and the 3 Emergence just to get into this. The 1 Taya is totally fine. Like people will tell you to play 2, you don't need it. The 1 Blackout, just that card's good. 10E Engine, 3 Ashna, 3 of this, and 3 of this. Shatana sucks. Don't play Shatana. No one plays Ghost Ogre. That card isn't real. It can't hurt you. You just need these. They do. These cards are so broken. Yeah. 2 of these. This could be 3. I'm like unsure. Every time I draw this card, it's insane, but sometimes it's win more. 2 has been fine for me just because I wanted to play more defensive cards, but you could very easily cut one of the defensive cards we're playing and play a third of this if you wanted. And then 2 Desires, these are mandatory. You have to play them. They do not conflict with Taya. If you banish Taya, it's totally okay. You're still fine. And so these last 13 spots can basically be whatever you want them to be. They're entirely tournament and meta dependent, and this format's weird, so literally these 13 cards change every tournament you play. Currently, they're set up for like a local or more casual player base. So we have 3 Droplet, 3 Chalice. This card's broken. You need this card because it beats Token Collector and Snow, which both kill you. Like, both of those cards are insane against you, so this card's actually like better than like Impermanent stuff because you can play it more reactively. Harpy's Feather Duster and 2 Lightning Storm. These didn't do anything today. Honestly, like, unless you're expecting a lot of back row decks, you should not play these cards. They got side out every single game. They did absolutely nothing. Yeah. And then 3 Ash. I don't like playing this card because I think it's like fairly weak, and I'd rather play like 3 Dark Ruler instead of it. But it's so good against Despia, and it's like playable versus everything that you just like. I think you need to play it right now, but I go back and forth on that. It's also a tuner, but like you never normal summon it. That's not real. And then the 1 Called by the Grave. Again, these 13 are entirely meta dependent. One of them could even get cut and be the 3rd vessel. It's like totally fine. The Called by the Grave is also good going 1st or 2nd right now. Like shuts off the Brandon Red, etc. I don't know. I think this card's crazy. So that's the main deck. It's 40 cards. Don't play more than 40 cards. Consistency is everything. All right, let's move on to the extra deck. 3 Monk. This card is like fine. You only need 2 of it. I was playing 2 and Super Poly for the Starving Venom for a while. The 3rd Monk is in there as a placeholder. Honestly, I would cut this as soon as I think of a better card to play. I think it's going to become a Psychic End Punisher in the future. But for now, it's 3 Monk. 1 Shaman. This card's crazy. I didn't actually make it today, but it's like so good. I'm not going to go into detail about what it does, but it's like important to remember that like it can summon Shishaos and Bashas out of your graveyard, and they will not be negated. It's only the stuff from the extra deck that's negated. This card's crazy. Okay, the rest of this is synchros. 2 Shishaos, really standard. Honestly, like you'd probably play 3 of this before playing 3 Monk. The 3 Monk is so unnecessary. 1 Evil Longyuan. This card's crazy. Everyone knows what this does, but it's like bonkers. It just wins every time you summon it. Shengying, also bonkers. Breaks boards, non-targeting. 2 Basha. I've never actually made 2 in a game, but I felt like I wanted to make 2 in a game, and there's been a lot of games where I could have made the 2nd, but my opponent scooped before it came out. So, like, in the event that my opponent played that out, the 2nd would have helped. I think you should play 2 of this card. It's very, very good. 1 Yazi. Comes up every once in a while, but it's important enough. You make it with Hedhara and Longyuan, and it lets you, like, continue comboing. And then the rest of these are all just, like, defensive cards. They're, like, the end points of your combos. Baron, we all know what Baron does. Adamantitor. Apparently some people aren't playing this card. This card's crazy. It has an effect that like excavates 5 looking for rock monsters. That effect doesn't do anything. Like if you have Nibiru, and I guess you can try and use that effect, but like most of the time you're just making this for a second effect, which is when you have a water in your grave, once per turn you can negate a spell or trap. Moya is water. Even if you make it with Taya, Taya Send Moya comes up and is really strong. Negate spells and traps. Really good. A lot of the times you make this game 2 and 3 to protect your side and stuff. Draco Berserker card is like good as a defensive card after you've used Ashna. Like ideally this would be your second level 8 after Chixiao, but if you've used Ashna you can only make worms, and this is like the next best option, and it helps a lot going for game. Important to note, this came up today because my opponent misplayed, but this card does not negate Nibiru. It will banish the Nibiru from their hand. They will still nuke your board. My opponent earlier didn't realize that, so he just didn't Nibiru through this, but don't make this card as like a Nibiru wall. It doesn't work. You will still lose your board. And the last card is one Chao Feng. I made this card for the first time today just because like I had no continuation and I had Desires banished like 6 Sword Soul cards, so I just couldn't do anything. But this like blocked out a Fairy Tale Snow from happening, and then from there it was just he couldn't come back. I just beat him down with this for game. That's the extra deck, 15. The side deck is a mess right now, so don't net deck my side deck. You will lose because it's just not very good. 3 Lancia. I'm unsold on this card, but it's so good in so many matchups. I tried siding against Punk today, and it was okay. He still kind of made a lit board through it, so like you probably shouldn't play this card. It's only okay. 3 Crow. This card's actually insane. This card's definitely sane in my side deck. I haven't been playing it before today, but like stopping the Brandon Red, stopping certain things with the Punk deck. Like, this card's crazy. Nibiru, this card was also very average. I'm unsold on this card. Again, I'm playing this expecting a more casual player base, and it's really good against casual players in, like, tier 2 to 3 decks. But I'm unsold on this card right now. I'd probably cut it. I don't know. And now cards that I'm actually certain go in here is Evenly Matched. I didn't side this in today, but, like, this card's crazy. Any trap deck, anything that, like, puts a ton of stuff up with limited negates, this is crazy against. And then 3 anti-spells. Honestly, the MVP of the side right now. Because a lot of the time you're blinding second game 1, but then game 3, or game, so you win game 1 because you're good at the game, and then you oftentimes lose game 2 because your opponent sides to go first, and at least I lose game 2 a lot because my side deck is terrible. And then game 3, this comes in, and I like make this plus Adamantitor, and they just can't deal with it. It's like you need Red Reboot or you lose. And if you're signing Red Reboot against this deck, my round 4 opponent did that, he just didn't see it, but if you side Red Reboot against Sword Soul, like you earned it. So yeah, that's the deck. What? Oh, shoutouts JY for hanging out with me today. Shoutouts to Azad for letting me crash at his house this week. Shoutouts to Pandemonium Local. They I don't think hold locals anymore, but they rocked. Shoutouts to Tristan for making me play this deck and making me love Yu-Gi-Oh again. Yeah, that's everything.
We got a bonus. Open your packs. You want boys? Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll open these.
Let's pull an ulti.
Yeah, let's pull an ulti. That would be nice. Damn, does this set just stink? I haven't seen like anyone pull a single good card out of this set today. I guess Power Bond is conceivably good in certain formats, but like, is this card good?
No idea.
It says Brave on it, which is exciting, but I guess there are adventures in the TCG.
Is this the only essentially thing what you have?
Ice Barrier token. Cool. Alright, now this better be the ulti, or else I'm suing this store. I'm not actually, that's parody, non-actionable. Oh, Vessel. Neat. That's a good card. That's playable. This sees play. I don't know what this card is, but yeah.
Sweet. Thank you for the profile.
Yeah, thanks.